Welcome to One Woman. I'm your host, Sharla Brown, and on today's show, well, we have two special guests that are no stranger to Shaw. No, you see her on you see them on this station all the time. I have Sarah Love and I have Janis Gummeson, and thank you so much for being on the show. And what is, for me, the last show that I'm taping here in Thunder Bay. So thank you for being guests.
Yeah, this is kind of weird. I must say, it's a little strange to be sitting in these chairs.
Yes, well, I'm excited to have you in the hot seat because your role is as you interview all kinds of guests. You've done so many things in the community and got to know so many people here, but nobody ever interviews you. And so I was so excited for my last show to be able to have both of you here, and just so that the audience can learn more about you and that the community learns more about you. So I thought I'll start with maybe a question for each of you. I'll start with Sarah in terms of, have you always been from Thunder Bay, or what brought you here in the first place?
No, I haven't actually. I moved here when I was about 11 or so. My mom moved my sister and I here from England, from the UK, from Scarborough, North Yorkshire. So we came here fresh off the boat, as I say.
Wow.
Yeah, so we moved here straight to Thunder Bay. It was really weird.
And what was it like moving from a different country? So, from England, being in the UK, to moving to Canada, which is, still it's an English country, but.
Yeah, it's very different, very different. Yeah. I hated it.
You hated it?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was 11, 12.
Tough age to move.
It was really tough, yeah. I didn't know anybody, no family, no friends. So, yeah, it was really tough in the beginning, but, and I had an accent, so, everybody wanted you to talk and say something, and but yeah, no, it was. I really enjoy it now. I always thought I would leave Thunder Bay, but I've been with Shaw now for going on 12 years, and I thought, just work here for a couple of years, and I'll be out west, and I thought that was where I was going to end up. So, but no, I've been at Shaw, and I met Janis from working here, and I haven't never left. I go back home to England once in a while to visit family, but because my whole family's there, except for my mom and my sister. But
and you naturally lost the accent.
Yeah, you kind of do, and you just want to fit in, and you don't want to be different. And at that age, you just kind of want to just blend in, and so I guess it just happened organically. And
yeah, I think the difference of coming as a kid, for sure.
Yeah, my mom came a year before we came, and she still has hers. So I guess just the age that you move.
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
Blended in.
Yeah, no kidding. And how about you, Janis? Born and raised here in Thunder Bay?
Yes, I don't have that exciting of a story. I was born here and I've never left. I've been here my whole life. My mom is here, my brother and sister are still here. I always tell my mom she's pretty lucky that all three of her kids stayed in Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
My brother does work out of town, but he does live here, so. But no, I'm born and raised.
Yeah,
not planning on leaving.
Nothing wrong with that. It's a good city to be in, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you guys share something else in common where you each have a sister. So what was that like? I know you have a sister and a brother, but what's that like growing up with a sister? Is that an older sister, younger sister? And what was it like kind of growing up with a sister, and what's it like having a sister now?
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. It wasn't necessarily like that when I was younger. We used to fight a lot, but as any teenage girls do. Yeah, we wanted to be nowhere near each other when we were younger, going to high school and things like that. And then, you get into your late 20s, and we're really close now. My sister actually, she's actually in Red Deer, where you're going, or she was in Red Deer, where you're going, and then she moved to Ottawa, so she's in Ottawa now. So, and so yeah, no, I love my sister is amazing. Yeah, she's the best. So, yeah, I love it.
How about you, Janis?
Well, my sister and I are just about 3.5 years between the two of us, so we were close when we were little, and then teenage years, I think same thing. We kind of, I don't know what happens there, but we fought a lot, and now she's my best friend. It's we travel together, we hang out together, we pretty much do everything together. So I'm the middle kid, so I kind of hold everyone. I'm the one that holds everyone together and takes care of everyone. So it's good.
Yeah,
but I don't know what I do
without
my sister.
Every child has their role, right, in the family.
Mm-hmm.
So
I guess I'm a middle kid too. Look at that.
Yeah.
So you have.
I have a half brother. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that
brother,
part.
Yeah.
So.
He actually was born a year after I moved here.
Oh, okay.
So he's my mom's British and his dad is Canadian. So. yeah, so he's the youngest now, and yeah. like Jen,
So I
like-
guess I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you
My
each
sister's
have
older.
one
Yeah.
sister. Look at this. I'm bringing coworkers
Wow,
together.
look at that.
So you each have one sister, one brother. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about you guys are both moms. So that's another thing you have in common. Now, Janice, you've been a mom for a long time. Your kids are,
Well, my son
very
is-
self-sufficient at these ages.
Well, sort of. You still got to watch where they are and everything. My son's turning 19, which I can't believe, and my daughter is 16. So they're my son's in university and my daughter's still in high school. So,
Yes.
so it's funny because I listen to Sarah, and Sarah's at a completely different spectrum than I am. She remembers when I had little kids,
Yes.
and then now it's kind of switched now. So
Yes.
we kind of talk about that and the differences.
I still feel like your kids are this
Yeah,
big.
I know,
like
me
when I
too.
first started, like that's how I picture them, and now they're adults.
Yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
surprises me sometimes as well.
No kidding. And was it something that you always knew that you wanted to be a mom?
Yes, I always knew I wanted to be a mom, and I wanted 2 kids, and I think I just got lucky and I got one of each, so it was nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And how about you, Sarah? You are still a relatively new mom.
Yes, I am very relatively new. My daughter is a year and a half. Her name's Holly, and she's awesome. She's the best thing that ever happened, for sure. She's a barrel of laughs. She's a great time, and I don't know if all moms say that about their kids, but like we laugh, and I think she has my sense of humor.
Yeah, she's a cutie. She's so cute.
Yeah.
And the other thing you guys share is your love for, broadcasting. Is that something that as young girls you always knew you wanted to do or get into, or how did you wind up getting into this field of work?
Oh, I know this wasn't something I ever thought I would get into. I know people who know me from high school or from even public school think this was the last thing I would do. I was very shy, very introverted. The thought of being on TV would have terrified me. So I honestly don't know where it came from. I think just the last year of high school, I knew I didn't want to sit behind a desk, and I didn't want to work in retail, and I wanted to be able to, I guess, just be creative. And that's where it came from, and I guess in some ways I thought, well, it might be kind of neat to be on TV. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I think I lucked out. I took the broadcasting course, and I did my placement with McLean Hunter at the time, and I worked with some really, really good people who trained me and just kind of showed me the ropes, and they kind of mentored me, which was really nice. I think that says a lot about where I am now.
Yeah.
So.
And how long have you been with Shaw now? Or
Do I have to say? No, I've been here coming up on 30 years. So
30 years.
29 years. In April, it'll be 30.
Right. Started when you were 7.
That's right.
Wow.
You're the best, Sharla.
How time flies.
Yeah.
Eh? And how about you, Sarah? Was that something that you always wanted to do? You knew when you were a little girl, or how did you wind up getting into this?
No, I had no idea what I wanted to do up until I was doing it. I had no clue. I had no idea, and I just thought, what do I like to do? I like to watch television. How can I make money watching television? How can I make a living?
Every kid's dream. How
Yeah.
can I make money watching TV?
Yeah, and then that's kind of the wrong thing to do. You really don't make any money in television, but it was just one of those things where I was like, I really like television. I know it's kind of weird to say, but I watch a lot of television. I have, all the platforms to watch television on, and I just love it. And I found the broadcasting program, and there was the film program. So I went to broadcasting, and then I graduated from there. Took a placement in Toronto, came back, really wanted to take film, and took film when I came back, and so I did both courses at the college here, and just really realized that television was my passion. Film, I liked film, but I liked the faster pace of television and community television, I think, most of all. I never wanted to be an ambulance chaser. I never wanted to do the late night reporting. I didn't want to work nights or anything like
The
that.
dark stories. Like, it's always a lot of bad news that's out there, right? So when you're always
we're the-
delivering the bad news.
And we're lucky. We're the happy news people. We get to
Absolutely.
promote really good things.
Yeah, like meet people like yourself. I think that's how we met, is
Yes.
through promoting something, or talking about an event that you're doing, and we just get to meet some of the best people in the community. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to be right back with Sarah and Janice and chat a little more about their stories. Welcome back to One Woman. I'm your host, Sharla Brown, and on today's show, well, like I said, we have very special guests today. We have Sarah Love and Janis Gummeson, both from Shaw. And what's it like having me interview you and being on the other side of things? Isn't it weird?
It's so weird.
All morning, Janis and I were like, I don't know, this is going to be weird.
This is going to be too weird.
We're so used to setting the mics up and just being behind these cameras. You know, we're back in the control room where Patrick is. And
I think I've realized I'm a bit of a control freak because I like interviewing, but I get to choose.
You pick and choose what to say.
And so it's a little weird.
Different when you don't know what's coming next.
Yes, totally different.
Yes, absolutely. So tell me what's kind of been the highlights of kind of both your careers and things that you've enjoyed doing. You know, like we talked about, you're in community television. You know, your no 2 days are ever the same. You're meeting all different kinds of people. So what are the things that you've enjoyed most about this?
I think for myself, when I first started, I was really into like interviewing bands and things like that. The music scene. I did a Wired for Sound, a music program with Jason Wellwood, and that was awesome. Got to interview a lot of really cool bands, local bands, and then a lot of big names that came through town too. I was really into music when I was younger. But yeah, I think those are really big. But honestly, the best part I think is just meeting all the people in the community that do really awesome stuff, like all the people that are raising money for charities, that are, you know, reaching out, connecting the community and doing all those kind of neat things. I think it's really neat because I feel like we know almost everybody in town.
But we don't. Then you meet somebody else that they're just like, oh my God, I did not know about this.
And it's like you're leaving. I feel like, you know, there's going to be a big hole where, you know, you did so much in the community, honestly. And, you know, I don't know if a lot of people probably have, you know, have heard your name and things like that from your events that you do. But, you know, you do a lot of other things like that with the RFDA and things like that. So I think, you know, Thunder Bay's we're going to be lacking for a little bit until we get another Sharla Brown, or you decide to come back.
That's the thing, is the moving company has already told me, because I'll have these breakdowns kind of every single day, and people say, or the moving company says, don't worry, if you don't like it, we can always move you back, you know? And so it's like, yes, you got to always realize that things aren't forever. And my family's still close to here, so it's still visiting and things like that, you know, coming back to visit and still doing the odd event here, because I don't think I could ever, you know, 100% leave. When you've spent 25 years somewhere, like this is home for me for sure. So yes, but this show isn't about me. The show is about you. So how about you, Janis? What's kind of been some highlights over the years that you've
I've got
enjoyed?
So many years to think about. I know one of the interesting things I did when I first started, I think it was actually one of the first big things I did here, was the Dryden Air Crash Inquiry. I did camera for that, and it was, they had, McLean Hunter was a huge part of that, and it was all set up at the Valhalla, and I think it was 3 weeks of just doing camera and listening to all the survivor stories, and that was huge. That was unbelievable, and that was, I think, the first maybe year or two that I was here. I've done everything. I know one time I went to the Confederation College Aviation program, and two of the snowbirds were in town because they were graduates from the program, and I interviewed them, and I don't know.
I think it might have been.
You might have been. They let me sit in the plane. I don't know if it was you or Paul, but they let me. I think I was interviewing him, and we were just chatting afterwards. He said, "Hey, do you want to sit in the plane?" I was like,
"Yes,
can I? Yes, I do. I want to go sit in the plane." So they put the helmet on me and everything, and I got to go sit in the plane and the snowbirds jet. So that was pretty cool. But I think, like Sarah, it's so nice just to meet there's so many people you meet. And our jobs change all the time. We never do the same things. I know with my career, about every 5 years, it's either a technology change, an equipment change, the direction we're going changes, or what we're doing. Every time I interview somebody, it's almost like, wow, if I didn't know that was happening, there's got to be a lot of other people that didn't know. And I still find that. I've been here my whole life, and I still think, wow, I didn't know that happened here. And the amount of amazing, artistic, talented people that we have in Thunder Bay.
Absolutely.
I really thought that I'd run out of story ideas when I first started. It was a lot of finding stories and going out and searching them out on your own. I was like, I'm going to run out of ideas, you know, in the first couple of years, and you just really don't. There's always new things happening, and now
people are they contact us now.
Yeah,
You don't have to go follow them down. People know about us, and they're contacting us, which is great too.
Yeah, and that's a great thing about community television, is giving a platform for a lot of not-for-profit charities, different organizations that wouldn't be able to reach markets any other way, right? As being able to have that platform to be able to share, whether they have a fundraiser, an event that's going on, or something really good that they're doing to be able to help other people in the community, right? Absolutely.
Yep, we're that voice for sure.
Yeah. So any other big memories over the years that really stick out to you in terms of experiences or?
Oh God, I don't know. We've worked together, well, almost 12, 13 years.
13 years, yeah.
I guess. And we've done everything from shooting for each other and like doing, like we would go out and Sarah will interview somebody, then we'll switch camera and then I'll interview someone. And same thing, the bands were really cool, like Sarah said. I know we met a lot of really neat people. Your mom's fan. Who is your mom's favorite person?
Johnny Reed.
Johnny Reed. He was so nice.
He was so nice.
Yeah, and I know that you mentioned the fishing tournaments. Honestly, that was one I kept going, I don't like the fishing tournaments. But we'd get there and it was so fun. Yeah. So fun. Like the anglers are all so nice, and we're working with the Northwestern Ontario team.
I don't think people would want to watch fishing on TV, so it's the weigh-ins, and people get so excited, and they hold up their fish, and there's fish juice flying everywhere, and you get all smelly, but it's you don't really care.
Fun.
It's like it's
welcome
it's
to
really
Northern Ontario.
Totally, exactly,
Yes.
yeah.
And that's the thing is, you guys have traveled the whole region doing this, you know, so that it's not just Thunder Bay, but you guys go to Kenora, Fort Francis,
Dryden,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I know we hosted a show in Nipigon. I think it was last year maybe, and that was really interesting to me because I honestly haven't gone far out of town that way, and I'd never really been to Nipigon, and it was amazing to me all the great things they have there.
Yeah, you don't think to go, but
it's a really, really nice little town.
It is. It's such a beautiful little town and all that kind of stuff. And then you come up to the bridge and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I actually drove.
We
didn't have to go over to get to Nipigon. I purposely got in the car and I drove over and drove back just because I wanted to go over the bridge. So.
It's a cool looking bridge for sure. How about bloopers over the years? Let's talk a little bit about bloopers and moments where you're like, oh gosh, I can't believe that just happened.
We've only saved a few.
Yeah.
There's been lots, but we've only
doesn't
saved
let
a
us
few.
put them on.
Oh no! I think we should every year at Christmas time put on the Shaw log for a while and then your blooper reel.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun, so there's always bloopers. We go out and it's like you said, every day is different, and we have a lot of laughs.
And we can laugh at ourselves, which is good.
Yeah, we don't. It's never really serious when we go out. We always try to put a positive, happy kind of fun. You know, because I remember one of my professors in college saying, you know, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, and that is truly how I feel, like 100%. I love what I do, and I feel like coming to work every day is, you know, it's like, what? How do I get to do this every day? And you know, and meet all these cool people, and you know.
I've been asked that when I tell people I've been here for almost 30 years. They're like, how have you been doing that for that long? It's like, well, it's everything. I love it, and it's always different.
Yeah, every day's an adventure.
Every day is different. So.
Yeah, but I always watch because I mean I've watched the channel for so long, and to watch you guys like get right in there and do the thing. So whatever it's the activity, you know, beekeeping or whatever, like
that was Sarah was the big. I was having nothing to do with the beekeeping.
Yeah, so you wanted to like, is it good to get right in there? Or you a little more adventurous than Janice that way?
I love it. Yeah, the bees. I'm just naturally curious. So like, well, how do you do that? How does that work? And most people are really good, like Erin Beagle at Rooster Harvest. She's an awesome interview, and she's so into what she does that it makes us excited and happy about doing what we do because they're into it, and then we get into it. And you know, we've gone out to the beekeepers. We've made pasta. Yeah. You know, we've made all kinds of different things. We've gone to Atakokan, and you know, there's some amazing people that make handmade canoes. There's a lady there that makes canoes. So she showed us
paddles
and paddles, and you know, there's just so many different things that you just really get a totally different outlook of the city.
Absolutely, and a different perspective as to what goes into making things happen, or products that's made here, or you know, what people, what it's like to live a life in their day, and stuff like that, which is really exciting as well. Well, we're on for another break, but we're going to be right back with Sarah and Janice shortly. Welcome back to One Woman. I'm your host, Sharla Brown, and on today's show, we've been talking with Sarah Love and Janis Gummeson, both from Shaw, and all about, we've learned lots about you guys today, that's for
We've
sure.
learned a few things too.
Each other, yeah.
Absolutely. And during the break, so we're talking about bloopers and crazy things you guys have done over the years, and you were telling the story about how you were doing the story on Easter seals, which they do the drop, from Maple Towers, and they asked you kind of last minute to go and
Rappel down the building.
Yeah, from 14 stories up, and you did it.
Yeah,
I flatly
don't know how.
refused.
I feel like I kind of blacked it out. I'm so scared of heights.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, I think probably one of the scariest things I've ever done in my life, like ever, hands down.
But did it help you get over that fear? Would you be able to go and do it again?
I sometimes think about that. I sometimes think, would I do it again if I could? I think I would, but I'm so scared of heights that I think, like, when I'm near any kind of height, I think I'm just gonna fall. So I just would probably just fall off the edge. But it was the hardest part was getting over the edge and just going and doing it. I mean, some people are into that kind of stuff and think it's a blast, but
oh yeah, I've seen people like swing back and forth, like jump and do
what
all
are you
these crazy
doing?
things on the way down. I've watched, because I've had a number of friends that did it over the years and went and supported them and watched them and prayed for them literally.
yeah.
Because it's like, it's tough to watch somebody do it even like crazy. Yeah, good for you. So what I love about you guys as well is that you're both great at the video and interviewing and all that kind of stuff, but you have lots of differences as well. So when you go out and you do stories, you have different perspectives, but even you're a coffee lover, you're a tea lover. I watched a lot of those shows and stuff like that, which is always great, is having different perspective on things and how you guys look at things, right? It's very complimentary for sure. So a lot of you, everybody knows you from interviewing, from the community, the things that you've done with Shaw, but you have other hobbies and interests and things outside of work. So let's talk a little bit about that. What does Sarah love to do when she's not out working and involved in the community?
Well, it's changed a lot over the years.
Especially the last two?
Especially the last 2 years, yeah. There's definitely changed a lot over the years of what I like to go doing, but mostly it's, since I got my dog, all I do is walk my dog. She's the best. And she was the best until my daughter came along. But now we walk together. I'm married and have a daughter and a dog, and there isn't really much time to do much else outside of all that, especially with a young daughter. But I'm kind of boring. I don't really do much.
You hit an age where that just kind of
I'm content.
happens. Yes.
Like I said, I watch a lot of TV, so I like my shows.
Right?
Yeah, I'm kind of a dud.
You're not a dud. You're not a dud. You're just a really good mom, and
content.
it's like the focus have changed, right? Like you hit an age where it's like you don't need to necessarily go out on a Saturday night, or
I get tired just thinking about that. Like, oh my gosh, I used to do that. I used to go out.
I got to do my hair. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know.
I totally get it.
See, my life is completely different now.
Yeah, because your kids are older.
My kids are older. My kids don't really need me as much as they did before. They might need a ride here or there. They might need some food, but they're pretty self-sufficient, and they've got their own lives now and their own friends, and so it's crazy because now I can go out and do stuff.
You have
and
freedom.
I have some
kids to
freedom.
drive her around.
Yeah, and both my kids are driving now too. So
Perfect.
That's,
so you can go out on a Saturday night and just call them for a
yeah,
ride. Totally.
yeah, that's one of the
roles
perks.
of reverse.
One of the perks for sure. But I know one thing that I started getting into a lot more, and I've always been interested in fitness and working out and everything else, and but now it's enabled me to just do that a lot more. And something in my life I really enjoy is, and I find I'm getting more. I love boxing. I'm getting into a bit of like the CrossFit stuff, and I don't know. It's given me an opportunity to just enjoy that a little bit more.
And more time for Janis.
Yeah, and I like TV. I watch some TV, but I read a lot. If I am sitting at home and I need something to do, I read. I have a cat. I just thought that's another difference. You have a dog, I have a cat.
Yeah,
my cat was just diagnosed with asthma, which is interesting.
I never heard of that before.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that's
your cat puppers.
yeah. We have to give our cat
No,
puppers.
you
Yes,
don't.
yes, I do.
How does the cat take? I don't even.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
want to see. You can tape that.
That's what I am going to tape it.
Wow.
It's funny. She, you have that arrow chamber and you stick it on her face and you have to give her a puffer and she's actually taking it quite well.
Oh my gosh! So just once a day, or?
Twice a day.
Oh boy, that's dedication. That's for sure. You love that cat.
I
can
love my
tell.
cat.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
And my kids.
Yeah.
And my husband too.
I love how Gary got last in that. That's great. Yes, and you love to travel as well.
Yes, I do. I actually travel quite a bit with my sister, so that's another thing I'm able to do now that my kids are a little bit older. It makes it a little easier, so I'm starting to really love to travel.
Right. Yes. And when you look forward, ahead to, maybe the next 5 or 10 years of your life, what are things that you're looking forward to the most?
That's a tough one.
I can't wait to see what my daughter's going to be like. I just
You think she'll be a handful?
I don't know. I mean,
She's pretty mellow.
she's pretty chill. Yeah, she's a pretty chill baby. But I don't know. I think every day I'm looking at her, I'm like, what are you going to look like mostly? Because when they're that age, they're still changing. And then what she's going to be like. And yeah, that's about it, really. That's all I can think about day to day. It's cliche, but it's true.
Yeah. One day at a time sometimes.
Yep, that's right.
I'm the same. I'm looking forward to, now that my kids are semi-adults, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
Yeah.
Like my son is in second year university and I'm looking forward to seeing what he decides to do with what
Me too.
his schooling, and same with my daughter. My daughter's in grade 11. She has no idea what she
Yes.
wants to do yet. So I don't know. I'm just looking forward to watching them grow up and traveling still. I'd love to travel more, so.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because this is one woman, we're going to end with a couple of questions in terms of who are really great female role models in your life?
Gonna have to say my mom.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yours too.
Yeah.
For sure. I know both, I think our moms, my mom was a single parent, so she was a huge impact in my life. And she was funny, while going through college, she would sit and she would help me do assignments, like I was writing commercials and stuff like that. And my mom was right there with me, helping me, and she's a super creative mind as well. And I think my mom, for sure, she raised 3 kids pretty much on her own, so.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, for sure. And one final question, because you are both amazing women in this community, huge role models for a lot of people, even though you don't even think that way, because a lot of people watch you and follow you, see the great work that you do in our community, and you meet a lot of women who are out there in the community doing volunteer work, living their passion and purpose, just like you guys are by offering community television. So if there's any women who are out there watching, what advice would you give them in terms of getting involved in your community, whether it's through your career or whether it's getting involved in something?
Just do it. Do it. Just do it. Don't even think twice. And because the more you think about it, the more chances you're going to talk yourself out of doing it. Just do it. Just go.
Yeah. And I know there's all kinds of things that I know I've done throughout my career where you're so nervous and you're so scared, and just take a deep breath and just tell yourself you can do it and go do it.
Yes. Great advice. Well, I want to thank both of you for not just being on the show today, but for giving me the opportunity that for it's over 4 years now that I've been here doing, whether it was in your neighborhood or one woman, and being able to develop a skill set that I would never have otherwise, to believing in me and encouraging me to get involved in community television, and being able to just share the wonderful things about Thunder Bay, and then also women in our community and the great work that they're doing. So I want to thank you for that, because I wouldn't have that otherwise.
Well, we want to thank you for all the stuff, all the great programming you've given us, and the great people you've brought into the studio that we've met as well.
I'm very proud of you.
Aw,
You've come a long way.
Yeah.
You honestly have, and especially with this one woman stuff you're doing is, women empowerment and girl empowerment, and that's amazing. Yeah, so it's fantastic.
I love it.
Keep doing it.
Don't be shocked when I just bip in the studio every now and then when I come
Please
for
do.
a thing.
Yeah, we'd love to see you.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in today, and be sure to keep watching. There's more coming up on Shaw.